Good morning, students. In today's session, I'll explain the mechanism of gene regulation. Gene will express via RNA, generating protein molecule which will regulate the metabolic reaction to generate the product necessary or essential for the cell activities. First work done by Jacob and Monod in 1961, they cultured E. coli in the lactose medium and they observed expression of gene to metabolize lactose into glucose and galactose. According to them, operon, a cluster of gene, will work together which will express giving a transcript. This transcript is mRNA which will carry 3 genetic codes. These 3 genetic codes translated with the help of 3 ribosomal subunits generating 3 proteins, of which one protein, beta-galactosidase. It will act on lactose and degrades into glucose and galactose. Second protein is galactoside permease. This protein will make the cell membrane of bacterium permeable to receive more and more lactose molecules inside. And the third protein is transacetylase. Transacetylase is enzyme which will control the metabolism of lactose within the E. coli. Thus, 3 enzymes together synthesized on a polycistronic mRNA with the help of 3 ribosomal units to degrade lactose into glucose and galactose. This reaction is catabolism, where lactose is act as an inducer, means after entry of lactose in E. coli, operon gets activated and it will synthesize a polycistronic mRNA during transcription in presence of RNA polymerase, initiated by sigma factor and terminated by rho factor. This polycistronic mRNA gets translated on 3 ribosomal subunits releasing 3 proteins which will act on the lactose and degrades them into glucose and galactose. As long as lactose is there in the cell of E. coli, synthesis of proteins will be continuous. Thus, lactose regulates the gene expression. This operon is responsible for lactose metabolism, so it is widely known as lac-operon. So, on the name of Jacob and Monod, who received Nobel Prize for this work in the field of medicine, according to lac-operon concept, they specified that operons are of 2 types, inducible operon and repressor operons. Inducible operons regulates catabolism. Repressor operons regulates anabolism. Means when substrate is available, gene gets activated to generate transcript which will work as RNA molecule and it will help in polymerizing amino acids into protein so that that protein will act as a catalyst to degrade the substrates into simple components, liberating the energy. When there is absence of substrate, operon gets activated, transcript is released, and this transcript is regulating the polymerization of amino acids via translation, and resulting proteins will increase the rate of reaction where simple molecules are utilized by the cell to conserve the energy in anabolic reactions. So, 2 such operons, lac-operon is an inducible operon explained by Jacob and Monod in 1961, And the other operon, just to remember, it is tryptophan operon, which is a repressor operon. In this session, let us learn lac operon concept. When E. coli are cultured in a lactose medium, along with the glucose, initially E. coli will utilize glucose molecules to generate energy. So here glucose is a source of food. As glucose is vanished or utilized completely, then there is no option remain for E. coli. They have to take lactose. The lactose has to enter through the cell membranes of E. coli. This is catalyzed by an enzyme permease. So, E. coli needs permease to make the cell membrane permeable so that lactose molecule enter. Now imagine, in the E. coli, lactose entered. The plasmid in E. coli, plasmid is a circular DNA having lac operon. Lac operon is a cluster of genes. In this cluster of genes, the first region is known as I region. It is inducible region or regulator region. Next to I region, there is promoter region. Promoter region is a site for binding of RNA polymerase so that transcription will be continuous. Next to promoter, there is O, operator. This work as a switch, means when lactose is available, switch is on. Operator gene is activated. When lactose is not there, repressor protein is blocking operator so that RNA polymerase cannot move further and there is no production of RNA. Let us start again. In E. coli, lactose entered. I already told you it is an inducer now. Lac operon in that circular DNA gets activated. The first gene I gene is inducible. So due to entry of inducer lactose, I gene will code for a protein and that protein is a regulator protein. This regulator protein also works as a repressor. So I gene is responsible for regulation and repression of the entire activity of the lac operon. So imagine now operator gene IPO, you remember as IPO. I inducible, P promoter, O operator. These are called control genes. And next to that, the structural genes are available. There are three structural genes: LAC-Z coding for beta-galactosidase, LAC-Y coding for permease, and LAC-A coding for transacetylase. These are three structural genes: LAC-Z, LAC-Y, LAC-A. And these structural genes are under the control of I gene, P gene and O gene, right? O gene is with the repressor protein, that's why there is no transcription is going on. Entry of lactose. Lactose binds to the repressor protein which is available on operator. So the repressor protein is move away along with the lactose. So now it is lactose regulator complex. As long as that protein is on operator, it works as a repressor. When it binds to lactose, it acts as a regulator. So regulator and the lactose forms the complex. Now the operator gene is on, means gets activated. RNA polymerase enzyme catalyzing transcription will bind to promoter. And thus three control genes, I gene, P gene, O gene, will control the process of synthesis of messenger RNA. So LAC-Z transcribe, LAC-Y transcribe, LAC-A transcribe. So three genetic codes to synthesize three proteins are given to messenger RNA. So this messenger RNA or mRNA carrying three messages to synthesize three different types of proteins hence it is polycistronic. When it comes in the cytosol region, 3 ribosomal units will attach and translation begins. I already explained you translation. During translation, ribosomal units will move from one triplet to other triplets which are continuously arranged, sensible in origin, and they are universal in nature. So, as 3 ribosomal subunits move on these 3 genetic codes separately, there is a synthesis of 3 proteins. Now these 3 proteins, galactosidase, permease, transacetylase, will degrade lactose into glucose and galactose. Now the protein left alone, this protein is now as a regulator. So without lactose, now it will become a repressor. It will come back and join the operator. So operator gene gets blocked. This is switching off because lactose is degraded. So as there is a switching off, the process of transcription stops. RNA polymerase is released out. Thus, when lactose enters, operon will work. When lactose is not there, operon gets switched off. So switching on in presence of lactose, switching off in absence of lactose. This is what the explanation of gene regulation at the cellular level. So cells may be eukaryotic or prokaryotic. Entry of substrate in the cell itself is a triggering mechanism for the genes to undergo activation, where transcription, synthesis of RNA, followed by translation, synthesis of protein. Thus, gene will express in the form of RNA and RNA will express in the form of protein, and protein will work for completion of metabolic reaction. This is how the life activities are controlled by the genes. With this, I will conclude my today's session. Thank you very much.